Hi guys, just wanted to introduce the next video that's coming out. It's actually slow cooker recipes. I made up, I think it was about 8 recipes, put them all together, and the video was far too long. So I've split it down. So in the first one, you'll be getting, it's going to be chicken casserole and chicken fajitas. And we've eaten both of them and they're gorgeous. When I do slow cookers for here, I only make what I think we will eat. Leave out ingredients that you don't like. I actually usually make up my own concoction. Make double if I know it's going to be good and it's ingredients that I'm familiar with. I'll make double. So one for the freezer, one for the slow cooker, and the one in the slow cooker would do us for 2 meals. So that's 4 portions, 8 portions you're getting. Don't add much liquid. A lot of recipes I've seen, there's far too much liquid in them. And because you get an evaporation or condensation with the lid on, and that's another tip. Put a cloth around your lid. You'll see that in the video anyway, guys. And I just thought the video would be too long. It would be too long to watch them with me going on. So I'm in the middle of making my hot roll mix buns here. I like to keep a stash of these in the freezer. So grab a cup of tea or coffee or whatever. Sit down, put your feet up and catch a video. Hope you enjoy. And the next 2 uploads will probably be split into 2 more different recipes. And all the recipes that I've used, we have tried and tested and they're good. Busy days, just throw them in the slow cooker. And you'll see the fajita ones, I actually done them in the air fryer and it was on the table in 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. So, all right, yous enjoy. I'm going to get back to making these buns. Oh, just one other thing, guys. If you're like me, I like to visually see what the end product is, and you don't like the look of something, you're not going to enjoy eating it. So, you'll see each one of the meals I've done. It's actually cooked off, and I hope that helps. All right. I'll just get some onions peeled and chopped. You need onions for all of these, so I've got a canister here. I just put all my scraps in, and these go straight out to the garden. Just throw them on top of your storage. I tend to dig them in a wee bit so that the dogs don't go out and sniff and bite them and retrieving bits and pieces. I don't like the look of that skin, so it's all coming off. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 onions for this recipe. And I find it easier just cut them in half and peel easier. Maybe. Okay, so my garbage got off. I want these in slices for chicken casserole, so I reckon that would be thin enough. Okay, so just done them in slices from top to bottom, and I reckon that would be enough for one of the recipes. So I just chop as I need them. So I want to put 3 carrots and 2 parsnips in it. Need to get these used up because they're starting to grow little tails. Get you in there. And just cut I use the side of my board so it's not contaminating anywhere else. Cut the top and bottom off. I want to rinse them off under cold water. Just parsnip. Oops. Parsnips will bring sweetness, and we love carrot and parsnip. So this is generally how I usually make up my own slow cooker recipes. Just put together what you like and leave out what you don't like. I've searched the internet for hundreds of recipes, but there's too many that's got ingredients that I don't really prefer, and I just decided to make my own up. I'm just looking for my colander. I'm just going to give these a wash off in the sink. Cold water. Now, because it's for stew, I don't want them too small. Excuse me. I'm going to slice that in half, and I'm going to cut them about that size, because if you cut them too small in the slow cooker, they're going to mush. They're about that size. Okay, that's carrots and parsnip. I'm going to cut just like that in circles. They're like not circles, big chunks, because it will cook down into nothing. That looks good. Okay, and carrots will take longer to cook than these, so I've left them big. Okay, so turn that round and get my bag together. Okay, so get our bag on. Hopefully these bags will be big enough. These are the biggest ones I have at the minute, so, and these wee bag holders are great. We'll make 2 of these. Oops. That one always does that. So these are both going to be chicken casserole. And before you do anything, guys, what I forgot to do is to mark on the bag. So it's easier to write on them when there's nothing in them. And just got a Sharpie in here. And what I do is just write on chicken casserole. and that's for the slow cooker. And it would be 4 to 6. I'm not even going to put that on. 4 to 6 on high or 6 to 8 on low. But I know that anyway. So just as long as I wrote slow cooker on it. And by all means you could cook any of these in the oven, but these are for busy days whenever I just can't bother cooking, or I need things to be getting done outside, or and still got people to feed. So just dump this defrosted overnight, obviously, and then throw it into your slow cooker. Okay. These are chicken breasts that I'd froze, and I'd actually slit them in half because I actually enjoy them better in half than the big thick chunks of chicken. And I'm going to put 1, 2, and 1, 2. So that's 2 breasts going in, and I like the drumstick, or sorry, thigh meat. But he's not a fan, so I put thigh meat in there. These were all thighs that I bought, skin on, bone in, and I just deboned them all myself. And it's very easy to do, and works out a lot cheaper if you do your own. So I'm going to put 2 of those in, each one. And these will stay together, so I'll be able to know which ones are the breast and which ones are the thigh. I'll say he doesn't like thigh meat, so what I do, so cater for the both of us at the same time. And I'll just throw these back in the freezer. Okay, so I'm going to put a full onion into each one and just break it up a wee bit as you put it in there. So it's going to be in like strips, or slices I should say. And an onion in this one. Okay, and I'm just going to put half the parsnips into one and half into the other. And same with the carrots. And I want to put a wee bit of frozen peas in that. Just ordinary frozen peas. And I'm just going to put in probably about a quarter of a cup into each one. And just to give it some colour. Stock wise, I had this chicken stock. Just get rid of this for a sec. I had canned up chicken stock, and I had some left over, and I just went ahead and froze it in this little Chinese takeaway carton. So I'll see if I can get that out of there. And that's going to go in the bag as the stock. And hopefully it will all fit. I should have it out to defrost a bit, but hopefully these bags will be able to hold it. And that's damaged, so that's going to the bin. That'll be just good to get it out of the freezer. That one I'm going to let to defrost. I'm also going to add in, that was with the frozen stock, I'm going to add in about half a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. And this one doesn't have any stock in it, so I'm going to put a full tablespoon, 2 full tablespoons of chicken bouillon. And I use this one. So into the 2 of them, I'm going to put half a teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm going to put in a teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon, and I can always adjust that if it needs more or less. That's salt and pepper's in. Don't know if you've seen this aromat before. It's like a celery salt, and I actually love it. So I'm going to put a tablespoon in each one, just for as much flavour as you can get into that bag. And can't have chicken casserole without parsley, so I'm going to put a tablespoon of parsley in each one. And it's just dried parsley. And I'm going to put the hint of sage in. I'm going to put half teaspoon of sage. Just for that wee flavour. So that's a half a teaspoon going in. And as I say, whenever you're doing these in your crock pot or your slow cooker, you can adjust the seasoning, add more, but you can't take it away. So, okay, so this one without the frozen chicken stock, I'm going to add in half a pint of water. So that's half a pint of water going into this one, and you don't need loads and loads of water in your slow cooker meals. Try to aim with less liquid, because you're going to get some liquid coming off the top, and you don't want to take all the flavour out of your food. So, and I'm going to try and get this closed. I probably should have put that in the bottom, but hey ho. That's great. So this will obviously melt, so that will be the stock for that one. And just make sure your bag's that's not sealed properly. Obviously we want to just get as much air out of these as possible, but with this one, without being frozen in there, it's not going to be possible. So just give them a wee bang on the counter to get all your stuff down, and then squeeze your bag over, get all that air out. And I like to seal it nearly full way and then squeeze again and get all that air out. It's the air that causes damage on your food when you put it in the freezer. So okay, so that's our first two chicken casseroles for the slow cooker. And you've seen how long it took me to make two of these, and each one of these will do like us for 2 meals. So whatever we don't eat on the first cook, I can freeze and use another night. So in essence, we've got 8 meals here, really. Okay, I'm going to get these straight into the freezer. put them flat on a tray. So you want to lay them down flat on a tray to get them froze in your freezer, especially any with liquid in it. Just in case the seal pops, and press them down as much as you can. Okay. And this one. Okay, so these two's going in the freezer on the trays. Okay, so back to our onions. I'm going to make some fajita kits for the freezer. We love chicken fajitas, and I can cook these in the slow cooker or defrost it and put it on a tray in the oven, which is probably what I will do with these, because we like them sort of dried out a bit, if you know what I mean. Like them soggy coming out the slow cooker, but you can cook them either way. Okay, so just get some onions peeled here and sliced. 2. So same principle again, I'm going to do double in each bag, and once you're cooked off once, it's not all eaten, just refreeze in a wee Ziploc bag, and you've got a meal for another night. So in essence, you're actually saving yourself a lot of time, and you're still able to eat nice homemade food. And you may think that's a lot of onions, but we're big on onions here. Oh, come off. I'm taking that outer skin off because it's just slimy and slippy to cut through. Some of these onions aren't great, and I've only just bought them. They're firm on the outside, but they're not great for peeling. Okay, that's our onions. And I'm going to get my bags ready. Another 2 bags. It's right on them. Chicken fajita. It's 1, 2 onions in each one. If I was making a single, I would be doing 1 onion for the 2 of us. So, and the same again, I just slice them and do them in slices and just give them a bit of a break up before you put them in there. Okay, so that's 2 onions. You just cut them as thin or as thick as you want. We don't mind onions anyway in this house. We eat onions with everything, so. You could even throw this one into electric grill pan or anything. And I have frozen peppers. Okay, just before that, I'm going to throw a puck of garlic in. And these were little, this was garlic that I bought a load of garlic when it was on sale, peeled it all, chopped it, and put it on tablespoons and put it in the freezer. So it's fresh garlic. So that's a puck of that going into each one. Price of food these days, you need to be aware of what you're spending your money on, guys. Make it spread, make it last. So buy as much of the cheaper stuff as you can and prepare it yourself. Okay, so that's going to be enough. I want to get the protein in there before I put anything else in. And this is chicken I bought at Lidl's recently on offer there, so I've taken one out to do something else with. We'll get that used up. And 3 chicken breasts plus the little fillets, I would imagine would be enough meat for us. So just cut off any of those wee bits you don't like the look of. Nastiness, as I call it. And I just cut it down the centre. Keep your hand flat and your knife going. And you get 2 reasonable sized fillets. And it's just a matter of cutting them in strips. Straight in. And you have half those ones. So I'm going to put a chicken breast, a full chicken breast plus half a chicken breast in each one. And that is a big breast there. Just trim off all those horrible bits. And again, I'm going to slice that down. Just half it. So just hold your hand, push the chicken down quite hard and do a wee sawing action to cut it. Another bit there I don't want. And I just cut it down in strips. Come here. And just half them. Straight into the other bag. You want those a bit smaller. You don't have to cut them down, you can leave them in big strips if you like, but a bit more in there, and the last wee bit in there. Alright, that's our chicken done. I'll just get rid of this here, get it all cleaned. I've got frozen peppers. They're in the freezer. I want to use up, and they're just cut into like big chunks. Oops. One decided to go for the floor. And over here. When I buy peppers, I clean them up, chop them and freeze them flat in the freezer, so that you always have peppers on hand. And I'm going to divide these between the 2 bags because we love our peppers. In there. And if I had orange peppers I would put them in, but I've got red. It's just the same. It's red peppers. Okay, a wee bit more on that one, so put a wee bit more in here. Give them a bit of a shake. And all I'm going to do is put in, I actually made this fajita seasoning up. It's a wee bit strong, so I'm just going to put in half a tablespoon. I can take the heat, but my partner can't, so I can adjust it when I'm cooking if I think it needs more, or if I put too much in, I'll just throw, if I'm doing these in a crock pot, I'll throw a potato in, and hopefully it'll draw some of the heat off. So that's just half a tablespoon going in. And say you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So we've got our onions, our garlic, our chicken, our peppers, our fajita mix, and I'm going to put in one, tablespoon of oil and put in there. It's just, if I go to do them on the pan, the oil and all will be there. Yep, that's all I'm going to put into this one. You can actually put sweet corn or anything in there, but I just want the onions and the peppers. And the same again, just squeeze that bag down and try and get as much air out as you can. Nope. Some of these bags, honestly, they're so hard to get the wee lines to match. And these are out of IKEA, these ones. Okay. So that's our chicken fajita. And as I say, when it comes to cooking these, I know with the spices to add more, but you can't take it away, so I'm erring on the side of caution, just so you can put a load in or just a little bit. And sometimes I don't put as much spice, but I use sriracha in mine because I like the heat, but he doesn't, so it's easier for me to add for myself. Okay, so that's 2 more for the freezer. Chicken fajitas. Look gorgeous. And I'll just pop these in the freezer. So this is the chicken fajita. I just brought it out. I hadn't even defrosted it, and I put it straight in here and turned the heat down low and let it defrost and cook at the same time, and it looks great. So this is what we're having tonight. Chicken fajitas. Handy meal. Didn't fancy cooking tonight, so just brought this out and threw it in here, and inside 15-20 minutes it's ready to eat. Yum.